There we go. We live. We at the game. Can I? Let's see. Let's see if I can put them on the big screen. There we go. I didn't know we could do that.
You got him on the big screen?
Yeah. So they can just see him. That's what's up. Jelani in the building. Either about to witness the Lakers victory, or they going home. Let's see.
Man, look,
right,
we might pull this out.
There we go. No, we got it. We got a good game here.
Yeah, it ain't bad, man. It ain't bad. Julius Randle, man, and Gobert. Hey, man, they showing up tonight, man.
Man, Rudy
doing their thing.
Rudy over here looking like prime Dwight Howard. What do you got? 20 and I wonder when the last time he scored 20.
Right.
It had to be a minute.
About 4 years ago.
Yeah, it had to be a minute.
Yeah, man, I'm watching this, man. And I'm not understanding the definite move of not playing Jackson Hayes at all today. I don't get it.
Yeah, I mean, like try it out. Like I feel like coaches now they get too involved in the analytics, and I think more coaches need to start taking things day to day. And what if Jackson gives you a quick spark? That was one thing.
Right.
Here in Sac last year, JaVale McGee, he came off the bench. Ooh, airball. He came off the bench and he would only play, maybe a couple of minutes or whatever. And maybe he comes in and turn the ball over, or he gives you a block and three lobs at the rim. And that's a quick 6 points or whatever. Like those quick, momentum changers matter. And Jackson Hayes is one of those type of dudes that can provide that. But it doesn't mean you got to play on 30 minutes. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But, goose egg.
And that's what I'm getting. Yeah, this is where your coaches outthink themselves.
Yeah.
JJ Redick is a very intelligent, but I think he's man, look at these stats. 24-19.
24-19.
24-19. Lord have mercy. Gobert. And the way it's looking, he might put up 30. He might get a 30-20 game.
Right? They should just start feeding them. Man.
Right, I would.
Flexing
I would.
Them.
Ain't no size.
Everything to the basket.
We can do with Gobert, his size, strength.
Everything to the basket. Let's see.
That's it.
Y'all, thank you for joining us. This is the closers. We're watching this Lakers-Minnesota Timberwolves game. We're going to talk about what we think about the playoffs like we do every night. And, of course, we're going to talk about the finish of this game. And Jelani, he's not with us right now, but he's with us at the game. He's inside the what is it? It's not Staples Center no more. What is it? It's Staples to me.
It's the what is it called?
Almost crypto. Jelani is in the crypto arena. He'll go live probably here and there, as he chooses. But me and Dalen go hold it down tonight as we close this game out. Lakers trailing by one right now, 87-86. But yeah. Go ahead, man.
Which is I was just saying, which is a much better position than what they was in during the fourth quarter. Man, looking back is killing him. His back is killing him. He can't move.
Yeah. I mean, he normally can't move, but yeah, this is a little worse though.
Yeah, and that's you think about it, a player that's already not mobile like that, and then to
Look at
have a
Rudy,
back
man.
problem.
Yeah.
Hey, they making him look like a all-time great tonight, and it's building his
Yeah.
confidence.
Yeah.
His confidence is
Anytime
going through the roof.
anybody near the
That's a
basket,
foul. Right. That's a foul.
man.
A mid foul.
25, 20, and
But I
2.
mean, crazy. Crazy.
Minnesota
Crazy
had a
stats.
different person. Minnesota.
Oh, that was a shot. Why are we not playing Morris? Why is the Lakers not trying any big at this moment?
Oh my bad. I had my mic off in there.
You all.
But yeah, nah, man. Teams love
Yeah, no, I
having.
was just.
I get the whole, you know, having a veteran on the team or whatever. I don't understand it with the Lakers when you got, you know, LeBron on the team. It's like that's enough veteran leadership right there. But I feel like teams feel like it's a value to have a vet that's on the bench that is wearing a jersey but
Right.
has no intentions on playing. And you know, now the
Right.
youngsters call those in video game terms, they call them NPCs, non-playable characters.
And,
And I don't understand the
uh,
value.
I don't, and I mean, I think this is where realistically we allow. I mean, we coaches should allow players to play to their strengths. Morris is he's probably not gonna give you a lot, but one thing he will do is he's gonna stretch the floor and he's gonna be
Mhm.
strong and aggressive, attacking the rim
Yeah,
with
yeah,
rebounds.
yeah, give you some
In
toughness.
a game like this, that's it. That's it. And that's pretty much what I've been seeing this entire series is little brother punking big bro. That's what I'm
And
seeing.
there go Rudy
Little
again.
bro and big bro. Yeah. Yeah, little
Nah, but
bro said it's our time.
Minnesota had a
No, you
different player step up every single night. It's been a different guy. You had
yes.
McDaniels in game one, who had 30 or whatever he had. Then game 2, you know, I think him and DiVincenzo had a decent game. Now it's the Rudy Gobert game. Nas Reed had a game. Like that's what winning basketball looks like. Like you can't say that for the Lakers. The one game the Lakers won, it was like LeBron and Luka went off. They supposed to. They're your stars. But you haven't found anything. You know, Austin Reeves had his moments, but he put up, you know, some stats, but they weren't like impactful like we was talking about in the Warriors game. Not today.
right.
We was talking about in the Warriors game before how Draymond could be impactful, you know, with
Right.
not really putting up a bunch of stats. But the Lakers, yeah, when you look at the roster, it looks good, but right now this ain't it.
Yeah. This is where you see the inconsistencies in the Lakers roster, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you have your superstars, they're doing it, but you know, granted, I don't know if it's fool's goals or not, but you know what Reeves was showing throughout the year, this was the anticipation for the playoffs. Reeves is gonna
Exactly.
carry this going into the playoffs, and it will be, you know what I mean? It will be challenging for any team to beat the Lakers. But I
Mm-hmm.
don't think nobody as a Laker fan or that was analyzing the Lakers throughout the year seen Reeves taking a step back this much.
Mm-hmm.
Giving credit
Yeah,
to
nah,
Minnesota. I mean,
absolutely.
Minnesota is playing. They're defending. They're tenacious about what they are trying to accomplish on the defensive end, and it's not just a bad inconsistent series for Reeves. It's also Minnesota defense is not allowing him to really get comfortable.
Yeah. Now I feel like Minnesota, they understand, who they are. They know they got an identity. And I think the Lakers are super talented, but trying to figure out like who they are. When is it LeBron time? When is it Luka time? They're kind of just, playing off of talent and ability, and same with JJ Redick. I think he's still figuring out as a coach, who he is.
Yeah.
I really can't stand. I can't stand the antics that he's had throughout the season with the media and walking out of interviews and being real snooty or whatever. Like this today before this game, somebody asked him about in the fourth quarter, are you gonna lean more into your assistant coaches and stuff? And he's, of course I thought blah blah blah. Like just answer the question, man. We all seen what happened last game, and y'all screwed up, and it just is what it is.
Right.
But the storming out, he done stormed out on the media about 10 times this year. It's like, just cool out. We understand you're gonna make rookie mistakes or whatever. Own up to it, move past it.
Right. And the crazy thing about it is, he's also looking at it from a media personnel point of view too. So he knows exactly what the media is at. And I mean, he's getting offended, but you can't be offended in this position when there's a lot of self-reflection that needs accountable for.
Right. Sometimes a spade is a spade. Sometimes it is what it is. Exactly. Like, we mess up, they mess up, and what I mean, when you mess up, you deserve to get called out for it, and it happens, you move on. And like the thing is, like, who cares how he walked out the interview this, earlier today? I keep want to say this morning, but pregame, who cares how he walks out?
Yeah.
If the Lakers get this victory, you know what I'm saying? But if you lose this game, that's gonna be something people talk about.
It looks bad. It really does. It looks bad. And like my mom would say, just keep it living. You know what I mean? The more you live, the more you're gonna see about yourself, the more you're gonna learn. Yeah. And it is what it is.
Yeah, that's not a position you can be sensitive.
No, at all. Especially because all the all the eyes is on you. You're not just the head coach of any team. You're the head coach of the Los Angeles Lakers.
Exactly. And we all know what the fans want there.
Exactly.
Like being the 3 seed in the playoff is not enough when you're a Los Angeles Laker fan. It's it's championship or bust. So just taking that position and understanding when you fail there. We got another pop up today. Boom.
Okay.
Who's that? CP on the move. What you rolling in the whip? You in the cyber truck?
Hey, man, first thing you did was shake.
We don't talk about these things. Yeah, relax over there, all right?
My bad. He in the Tesla today, y'all. Not the cyber truck. It's the Tesla.
Yeah, man. I just tuned in to see what the hell we about to do for these last couple minutes.
Yeah, man. It's man.
91-88.
The thing is, the Lakers can't buy a rebound.
We don't got no size.
This is ridiculous. Good position, but the Timberwolves go keep getting all these rebounds until they score.
just little. We ain't got nobody. We got Maxi Kleber down there. He just came off the couch today.
I didn't even know y'all had him on the team.
He didn't even know he was on the
I've never
team.
seen that name before.
Hold on. Did he come over in the Luka trade?
He just found out. Yeah, he came in the Luka trade. He just found out he was on the team today. He didn't even know. He was at home drinking a beer.
Yeah, because
they called him. Hey, man.
From what we heard was he wasn't cleared until a couple of days ago.
Really?
I guess he was dealing with a foot injury. So he just got cleared a couple of days ago.
Yeah, he had the surgery, so he been out, and he just started practicing like in the last week, and he was questionable today. So he kind of figured he was gonna play. Yeah, yeah. That's why I said, man, he coming off the couch in big minutes.
Man, he moved from the kids table to the adult table right away.
No Jackson Hayes. Jackson Hayes can't get no minutes. Alex Lynn can't get no minutes.
Hey,
no, hell no. Hell no. Alex Lynn shouldn't even have a jersey.
6, 7, 8. Lakers play. I mean, they play 8 players, kind of. Man.
We didn't learn from the last jersey that had Lynn on the back of it. They're not good enough for LA.
Hey, and you jumped in perfect time because you're one of those, Laker fans that, like we was talking about, JJ, and I don't know if you've seen his pregame interview where he walked out because somebody asked about him. Yeah. So I'm like, you in this position, you can't be offended by all the little things that he's been offended by all season. He's a rookie coach, so I get it. But in LA, just being the 3 seed, having a good season is not enough for Laker fans. Laker fans want championships.
Yeah.
Laker fans want perfection. Is he, in your opinion, is he handling these situations wrong when he's being criticized or poked at?
Oh, Kyrie in the
He's just that type of coach, man. He that kind of coach. Yeah, Kyrie can opt out. He just go ahead and come over here too. But he that kind of coach, he just a hard-nosed type of coach. We can let that ride.
But can you beat it? Can you beat that as a rookie coach?
They ain't got no problem with the players. Ain't got no problem with it.
Hey, they
LeBron ain't got no issue with it. They said,
hey, maybe that's a problem because maybe that's why they got to be put out right.
He's a vet player though. It's different. It's just he's already in the brotherhood.
I get that. I get the brotherhood, but just stay in the brotherhood.
So it's a different respect level. It's a different respect level. The players don't got no problem with it. They said, it's kind of like LeBron said. It's kind of like when you was growing up and your parents was yelling at you. You got to get the message and not how they giving it. And they fine with it.
Hey, but
I'm okay with him coaching, and I'm okay with how he responded. It was the reporter was all the way. The reporter was out of line for that.
You think so?
What? But by the way, no.
Yeah, you asked this man.
Was he though?
How you ask this man?
That's what reporters.
Does he have an assistant? Yeah, does he have an assistant on the bench that he's gonna listen to as far as substitutions? Like what?
Well, no. So I think it's fair because, which I just learned, semi recently or whatever, that a lot of teams there's an assistant coach that is kind of more in charge of the rotation than the head coach. Not more, because at the end of the day, the head coach gets the final say. But they kind of run it, most of the game, one of their lead assistants. And to not have any substitutions in a game 4 in the first round, like that's kind of unheard of. Like, so then how do you ask that question to JJ? Because that is what everybody want to know. Like, he probably, if it was me, I probably would have blatantly just asked him, why didn't you make any subs in the second half? Would that have been more disrespectful?
That's the question.
Or, you know what I'm saying?
No, that's not disrespectful.
Okay.
That's being straight to the answer. What he did was one, he assumed that there was no conversations. That's where
I get you.
You made an assumption there was no conversations, and then the way he delivered it made it seem as though JJ was not qualified enough to make the decision.
Yeah, I got you.
Are you going to listen to one of your assistants today?
Yeah.
So it was conveyed in a negative way, and so he responded as such.
Exactly, and that's where JJ media attendants spoke up. He realized, like, you asked me a question and it's almost like a backhanded question.
Right.
You know, I don't
hella
know
backhanded.
People,
like what?
That's a big shot.
I think the premise of the question wasn't a bad question, but definitely how you presented that question to an intellectual person like a JJ, they can definitely get offended behind that. It wasn't a bad question.
I'm always
wrong question.
Because I'm always when I'm in the the press conference room and on tough nights or whatever, and I like to think that players kind of respect me for that. When if I got a tough question to ask, I'm gonna ask it. I may even tell them, like, look, I know you don't want to hear this, but do you regret this? Do you this? Do you think you should have this? So I get that point of view as well. But this is not this is not what Laker Nation want. I know that. This outcome, the way this season has ended, fully healthy, no injuries. You got the guys you want.
I got a question.
No. We don't have the roster.
Do the Lakers?
I'll let D. Go ahead.
Go ahead, Mace.
No, my bad. I just the way this ending is definitely ending not like we expected. But do LA the Lakers patient enough to allow JJ to grow as a coach? That's my question.
Yeah.
Even though
he just won 50 games.
Yeah. Exactly. And I think that's what we're missing a lot.
I don't know about that. Has any coach grown with the Lakers? Grown?
No.
It's been a while since we had a coach grew with us because it's LA. So we always
that's my point. It's LA.
We always inherit somebody that's great.
Right. And it's gonna be some great coaches. Like what happened?
What happened? That they're moving to something different. That they want to allow him to grow, allow him to get some years in.
Right.
And he's speaking as though he plans on being there for 10, 15 years. So
like
it sounds like a long-term deal right now.
I think he's gonna be. I think he can be a great coach in this league. But in LA. Like there's a lot of big name coaches out right now. I'm not saying I don't think they're gonna, move on from them this season and go, get Mike Malone. But just hypothetically, let's say this happens next year. Let's say it's a similar situation with the Milwaukee Bucks, where they go 3 straight seasons of eliminated in the first round, but they get 50 wins. In LA. In LA, that's not enough.
Yeah,
it's not enough.
If they go there, I feel like I really want to temper some things real quick. I think we got a little overzealous because after the trade we started looking good, but initially it was always we're not going anywhere this year with this team. After the trade happened, we knew this was a future move.
Right.
I think people got a little excited because we started gelling a little bit and started looking good during the season, but it was always a glaring need that we didn't have the center, we didn't have no bigs, and that this was more of next year kind of move. Like next year we're gonna be really competing type of thing.
Right.
So hey, we got excited. We had 50 wins. People start thinking maybe we could pull something off, and then we get in this first round, and the needs are there. It's glaring. Like we don't have the roster to compete. So,
Right.
I don't have a problem with this right now. Like I feel like, hey, this really just bring the just tempered expectations, brought it right back down to what it really was. Um, when we traded for Luka, we didn't have the roster yet. You know what I mean? So now we figure out whether LeBron stays, take a pay cut. Do we build a roster from there? Do we trade for another big? You know, all those things now.
My man OJ Juice Man Curtis, he said he glad to hear Laker fans say this because some fans are just delusional. I think a lot of fans be delusional.
And that's the thing. That I mean, we can be delusional, but I mean, as much as we won, a little bit, but as much as we won, we know what it takes to win, and I don't think any Laker fan knew or expected championship out of this roster.
God, I did. Hey, my bad, Mace. My bad. But and I know you don't want to hear this. See, this is one of my. I'm always honest with my questions. But the Lakers are out of the 2025 NBA playoffs in 5. How does this feel right now, Laker Nation? How does this feel? Hold on, that's two. Hold on, that's 2 figures. No, it's 5, not 2, 5.
That's my cue. That's my cue to exit. I gotta go. I'm at work right now.
Like 1%.
Somebody just called.
They
called me on the radio. They called me on the radio. What was that?
You breaking up.
Yeah, it's me. No, on my way. I'm on my way. Yeah, I gotta shake, man. I'll catch y'all on the next one, man. Damn.
Man. Hey, yeah, hey, I ain't gonna lie. Sit on this phone, man. I'm gonna holler at y'all.
Hey, in all fairness, people, Dayla did text me that 10 minutes ago. So I'm just seeing it right now. So yeah, I guess y'all gonna rock with me for a little bit. We gonna keep this short. I'm gonna see if Jelani go jump back on this. I doubt it because Laker Nation is hurt right now. Hey, I'm glad I got that reaction out of you before you got on though, because
hey,
and they thought, dude, when's the last time after a win the Minnesota Timberwolves were getting Rudy Gobert was getting interviewed? That's who 27, 24, and 2 blocks. Man,
showed up, played big. Showed up, played big, did his thing, man. That's all I can say.
Let me see if Jelani respond. Wow. What a game. I mean, not what a game. What a series. My man Dalen is logged out. Laker Nation is feeling some type of way tonight. Understandably. This is not the way the season was supposed to end for them, in their opinion. Although, like when you think about the Minnesota Timberwolves, you got shout out Ant and them dudes for turning things around. They're a team that came from being in the play-in type position. You know what I mean? And now, they turned it around. They turned it around towards the end of the season, and now they're moving on to the second round, knocking off the LA Lakers, the number 3 seed. This has all the making to be one of those like miracle type seasons. I'm not saying they're gonna win the finals or anything like that, but they definitely have a team to make a run. End of the day, everybody has to go through OKC if you want to make it to the finals. Because if y'all been following, y'all know OKC is my pick. That's who I think is, and I actually think they're going to win it all. I think that's the best team in the NBA. But when you look at the Western Conference and you look at the Minnesota Timberwolves, they're a good team. They have all the things you need. They have a defensive anchor, as we've seen tonight. Rudy Gobert, who put up a monster game. That's what everybody's going to be talking about tomorrow. They have a rising superstar in Anthony Edwards. They have the last year's sixth man of the year. They have vets. They have a bunch of guys on this team that could play. They have an all defensive first team type player in Jaden McDaniels. You know, like they have it all. You know, the Minnesota Timberwolves can make some noise in the Western Conference. And I wouldn't be surprised one bit if they did. But as for the Lakers and LeBron James being put out in the first round, this is one of those, you know, I talked about this, you know, a few times on some of my other platforms and stuff last year. I think the beginning of the end for the superstars that we love and, you know, that's been a superstar and carried this league for years and years, is coming to an end. It's coming to an end. You know, and it's coming to an end when it comes to you know, just athletic ability. It's coming to an end when it comes to team success. Because I remember I was a guy, you know, I'm a huge LeBron fan, my favorite player, you know, and not go, you know, sugarcoat it at all or whatever. So, but I was somebody, I remember when I thought LeBron was good enough, and he was. It wasn't I thought. LeBron was good enough to where you could put him on any team in the NBA, good or bad, and if it's a bad team, he's going to at least get them to the playoffs. Now, at the age of 40, you know, he can't do that. And this Laker team was not a bad team. This Laker team, this is a good team. This Laker team, if they had more time, maybe they figure some things out. Maybe they improve. Maybe they could gel better or whatever, whatnot. This Laker team, as is, could do better than what they did this season. If they had a full season, if they, you know, I'll just say it, if they had a full season. If they had, you know, they definitely against Minnesota, it was a horrible matchup for them. Minnesota was too big. You know, Rudy Gobert, Julius Randle, Nas Reed, which Nas didn't even play much tonight, but this was probably one of the worst matchups in the first round the Lakers could ask for. You know, tremendous season, but as we said all through this live, Laker fans, the fans in LA are not okay with just having a good season. Championship or bust every single year. It's unfair, but that's just how it is in LA. That's why they've had part of the reason why they've had so much success in the past. Like the ownership, the GM, and everybody, they're out there to win chips. They're out there to put on a show. And right now, the show is going on with the Minnesota Timberwolves. Think about this. Like I said, this is the start. It didn't even start. It started a couple years ago. Like I said, LeBron used to be good enough to get any team to the playoffs. You know, Kevin Durant was, Steph Curry, all the Chris Paul, those guys were in the playoffs every single year for about 15, 20 years. And it was always because of them. But now, you know, they're finally, Father Time is catching up, you know, and now they're all battling. The Phoenix Suns with Kevin Durant and the Phoenix Suns didn't even make the playoffs. They didn't make the playoffs in a time where 10 teams get a chance instead of 8. They couldn't even get in the running of the top 10. And you have an all-time great in Kevin Durant who's still really, really good in this league. You got a LeBron James who just got eliminated in the first round in 5 games. You look over in the East, you know, Giannis is not old. Dame is up there in age or whatever. Even before the injury, the Pacers looked like they were going to put Milwaukee to an end. the league is definitely shifting, especially when it comes to teams. All the players I named that's in their upper 30s, from the LeBrons to Stephs to KD to Dame, all those dudes can still play. They're still some of the best players in the NBA, period. But they're not good enough anymore to just make everything happen by themselves. Steph Curry is the only player in that status that's still in it. I don't know if we want to consider Russell Westbrook. I'm just thinking of people as I'm going. Russ and obviously Kawhi is still still the first round. But I assume Steph and the Warriors are going to get out that first round. I think they got blew out by Houston today. Or that's crazy. Let's talk about that. And I'm gonna be honest of what happened as far as that Houston Warriors game today. I just said they got blew out today. Although, because they was down 30, Steve Kerr and the boys threw in the towel. And, it looked like we'll just go prepare for, a game 6, which I think the Warriors win it in 6. I think the Warriors, Steph have a crazy game at home, and Houston Rockets will put up a good fight, but I think it's over. I think Dub Nation will move on to the second round. But it was the third quarter. The Warriors were up 30 or 28, whatever it was. I was like, well, you know what? I know we going live, during the Laker game, which was coming up next. I'm kind of hungry. I seen that. I don't know if y'all seen people posting the videos of the KFC box or whatever with the waffles and the chicken and the chicken nuggets and fries. Pretty dope box or whatever. It's like $27 or something like that out the door. I was like, let me go down the street and see what all the fuss about. The waffle's good. Not gonna lie. The waffle's good. It doesn't need syrup. It's like some type of version of a Belgian waffle, which tastes like a donut to me. It tastes like a donut. And a donut with syrup, I never thought about that until I had this. And I was like, you know what? An old-fashioned donut, and you put some syrup on it, might be fire. That's neither here nor there. That's not what we're talking about. But anyways, third quarter, I go, I think, the game's over. Everybody threw in the towel. It's nothing to watch. I could just be back for the Laker-Wolves game. As I'm headed back, I stop at the store. I'm heading back, about to get prepared and stuff like that. I get all kind of text messages from Chris Perry, Jelani, and everybody. So I had to call Jelani. I was like, hold on. They came back? And he's like, well, shoot, last time I looked, the score was down to 14 with like 5 minutes. I'm like, man. So hold on, I don't left. And now this run happens, and I'm not even watching. I'm thinking the game is over or whatever. But that's why I felt like it was a blowout. It was a blowout to me. They still won by double digits. So it was a blowout to me. But I got the Warriors winning in game 6. Houston Rockets, I think they let a couple of them slip away. I think they definitely are the more talented team. Made a lot of young mistakes. Our guy Jalen Green didn't show up in 2 games, and that hurt. That hurt the Rockets. But it's a learning experience. This happens. This is what you do when you're young. You get to see the talent, but the execution is just not there yet. Next year, I expect them to be even better, which is interesting because I also expect the Oklahoma City Thunder to be better, which will be interesting because being these two teams are, so young, with assets, these two young teams can be at the top of the West, for years to come if they can figure out, obviously, how to keep guys together. But Lakers, they're out. LeBron, Luka Doncic, they're all gone. They're in the same place as Anthony Davis and the Dallas Mavericks. They're in the same place as Kyrie Irving, literally, because Kyrie Irving was at the game. But they're all maybe they're all together. So end of the day, the who won the trade thing or whatever, we'll have to see. Because as of right now, they got this was almost equal value. you get put out early. The Mavericks was put out in the play-in. The Lakers put out 5 games later. 5 games. We heard a lot of, we seen the memes. Lakers in 5. Lakers in 5. I don't think this is what everybody meant, but this is exactly what we got. Lakers in 5. Just that 5 is at home. So now the rest of the playoffs, shout out to JJ Redick on a great season as a first-year head coach. I do think he did a tremendous job. Obviously I ain't like some of the things he did, but I think he has the potential to have a very, very long career as a coach. And we'll see what the Lakers could put together next year, because there is no game 6. There is no round 2. There is no championship when it comes to the 2025 season. However, I think the Lakers are in a good position. And I thought they were when AD was there too. So we'll see what happens. And I ain't gonna hold y'all long. And I appreciate you for rocking with us. Please, if you haven't, make sure you subscribe. Make sure you like the content and comment and let us know what you want to see, or if you want us to talk about certain things and all that. Please let us know. All the support is appreciated. And until tomorrow, obviously the Lakers are out. So I expect to have some more of my co-hosts on here with me to finish it out. But right now they got to do like a dog that got in a dog fight and lost. They're licking their wounds. And that's cool. I ain't going to rub it in. I'll wait till the morning. I'll shoot them a text. But as for us, which is me tonight, the closers, we're going to close this out till tomorrow. Mark Haynes, and we are out.